Hello, one and all. I seem to be running solo today. That is a-okay. My name is Morgan Forbush. I am a master's student here in cultural anthropology at UWM, and I am pleased to be with y'all. I'm going to turn up my audio just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit more. Okay, so let me read our little land acknowledgement here, as is customary. So in Milwaukee, we acknowledge that we live and work on traditional Potawatomi, Ho-Chunk, and Menominee homelands, along the southwest shores of Michigami, part of North America's largest system of freshwater lakes, where the excuse me, Milwaukee, Menominee, and Kinnickinnic rivers meet, and the people of Wisconsin's sovereign Anishinaabe, Ho-Chunk, Menominee, Oneida, and Mohican nations remain present. And yeah, so that's the land acknowledgement. What are we doing today? Today we are doing something different. I have my hand. It is on camera. It looks great. And we are going to do a little thing. I'm going to pop out chat here just in case I miss it. If I can figure out how. Well, it's just going to hang out. We're just going to have it hanging out here to read it. All right, so we are going to do a thing today. It's kind of unlike what we normally do today. We are going to play a game called Story Cubes. It's not really a game. One or more players, ages 8+. That's what they say. It's made by GameRight. I'll put the thing on the screen, even though it's going to be reflected, so you can't actually read it. Matthew's here.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, I was just Ren and I were just having coffee, and then my computer broke off. But I'm here. Oh, sorry.
You were
I'm here.
having coffee break before coffee break? You were having coffee before coffee break?
It was business coffee. It wasn't coffee break. It
Oh,
was
okay.
the coffee you drink all the other time. You know,
Fair enough, fair enough. It was work coffee.
work coffee. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Excited to play Story Cubes though.
Story cubes. So I have, if you just want to go and see my video, because that's what I'm broadcasting on, you can see my
Yeah.
hands. Wow. Alrighty. So story cubes is so I have three different types. Actually, I have four different types of story cubes. One of them I don't like. But each story cube set, like you have the default, I have Voyages, and I have Fantasia,
Mm-hmm.
and they're little six-sided dice. There's 9 of them. You roll them all at once, and then you make a story. And
Yeah.
that's what you do. And I figured it'd be fun to do and talk about. Hope.
Yeah, I love this game. Let's do it.
All right. So which one do you want? Do you want fantasy? Do you want Voyages, or do you just want the stock? You have
Um,
you have a choice. Like the
let's
door.
start with just the stock normal ones.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
All right, and then we can continue on from there. I have I named the stream Story Cubes and Potato Quality because my webcam isn't the best. So you should be able to see and understand the symbols since they're pretty readable. But if not, I can explain them. So let me just roll some dice here, put them up. Okay.
All right, nice. So, is it your turn or my turn?
I don't know. We can take turns together or whatever. I don't care. Let me just.
Cool.
So you got a B. I'm trying to face them towards you so you can see what they are. Oh, that's fire. I thought it was a dragon. 100% thought it was a dragon. If you turn it this way, it kind of looks like a dragon.
Yeah.
Is there a Ren? Hello, Ren.
Oh, hello, Ren.
Hi, I am here now. It is me.
We're playing some story cubes.
Wow.
Wow.
I've never played Story Cubes.
It's really simple. You roll the story cubes. You roll the dice that has all the iconography on them, and then you make a story with them. And then I figured it could be a good fruitful conversation about, oh, this is how I brainstorm and this is how I utilize symbols in my storytelling.
Amazing.
Amazing. So Matthew has his 9 stories. I think that's a
Right.
letter. I think that's a letter.
In a world on fire,
Oh
you
boy.
have to parachute into the fountain of chance
Okay.
and make a call. What's that buzzing in my pocket? With the arrow of time.
Okay.
What is that last cube there, Morgan?
This is a die, and that
And the one.
is either an ID or like a letter. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay. I was just warming up. Just the first one, just getting these juices flowing.
Oh yeah.
Just getting the juice flowing. Here we go.
Sounded like a Hot Spice advert. Old Spice advert.
Old
That's
Spice.
what it sounded like.
In a world
Hot
that's
Spice.
on fire.
Hot Spice. Yeah.
In a world where all you can find is hot spice.
What is this, Dune?
Yeah. Didn't you know Dune is the apocalypse brought about by Old Spice and generating a new sriracha brand?
Oh my god. All right. So let me.
I have a creative writing minor. And I use it to make sriracha doom.
Hey, Sriracha Dune is fantastic. Okay, so what do I got? I got a TP, a speak bubble, more parachutes, a house, an abacus. Okay, a cane, footprint. This looks like a murder mystery to me, somehow, some way. So I don't know.
Ooh,
All right.
follow your truth.
Okay. All right.
I'm not sure if that's a building or a hat, so I'm just going to choose to assume it's a telescopic hat.
You know what? It's a telescoping hat now. I think it's supposed to be a building, but it definitely looks like a hat. So you receive a mysterious letter from corporate to go for an interview. So you receive a mysterious letter from corporate for an interview. But when you get there, all you find are parachutes and footprints. So now you have to investigate the disappearance of the old man accountant. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And it leads you to a TP. That's all I got. Maybe it's a ghost, and the corporate's built on an Indian burial ground.
I'm hooked. 5 seasons in a movie. Absolutely. Yes. No, I love it. Okay, Ren.
All right, Ren.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
All right.
You
get this nice ASMR of me rolling a bunch of dice. All right. Oh, you got a rainbow this time.
Oh, this is fun.
Okay, I have to flip them, so I'm kind of mirrored to you guys. So if I have difficulties, that's why. All right, there we go. You got dice.
So we got
flashlight.
All right. So as far as story cubes goes, what is the is it just whatever I say the word that associates with one of the cubes, you just check it off?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of line them up.
All right. Well, settle down. I'm going to tell you a little story from this book I found about a little game called Kingdom Hearts. It has lots of keyholes and the power of friendship, but distilled through rainbows and magic weaponry. You see, a child has to go on a journey by foot to use the light, but the light in this version is actually very low budget, and all we could do was afford flashlights to point them at the walls and things. There's actually a bunch of men in morph suits, and we've just kind of left the mocap models without any without any CG. They're just walking around with little balls on their shoulders. One of them has a cane. He's doing a little dance. That one we're going to call Xehanort, but really half of them are Xehanort because we are unoriginal and can't come up with new names for characters. Where is the mystery? Well, it's in the dice. And at the end of the story, we'll just tell you it's all a dream, which is nice and not at all alluded. And thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I'm just remembering, but this just gave me flashbacks. My friend who loves Kingdom Hearts, like she met her best friend in a Kingdom Hearts form years ago, played the mobile Kingdom Hearts, and she's like, so guys, you can either sleep the eternal slumber and turn into one of these cute, adorable things that eat dreams, or you can become Xehanort.
Yes, that is correct.
And she got into this whole discussion about why that's stupid and why canon should not happen. This just reminded me of it. Sleep the eternal slumber. Oh my god.
Become evil dude with amazing, incredible skin, or become a cat
These are really nice boxes.
in dreams.
I gotta show
Okay,
off.
my turn again.
All right. You got the creative juices flowing. I'm gonna...
Let's see what happens.
Oh, you got
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Okay. In a world where time travel is unlocked, in a world where time travel is unlocked, there is a castle in the future where justice is dealt randomly to find the Fountain of Youth, which is also magnetic and kept track of through an abacus.
We don't allow robots into the Fountain of Youth. They just get sucked in and die instantly. The youth is death.
I mean, that is a pretty good. It is a very good defense mechanism, because you're like, hey, we don't want robots getting the Fountain of Youth. We'll just short circuit them by, magnetizing it into the water.
It's like the fuck you, I'm bald's your bingus meme. It's just fuck you, magnetics your Fountain of Youth.
Oh my god.
My cell phone. Oh no, now it's a BlackBerry from 10 years ago.
I feel like what happened for me, I would be like, oh, there's a castle, so time travel back to a castle, and they gamble, and there's justice, or merchants, a lot of merchants, and there's a Fountain of Youth. I don't know why every time I see the fountain, I immediately think of oh, it's the Fountain of Youth, but I don't know where the magnets would come in. No idea where the magnets. Maybe they time travel with magnets.
With magnets.
Maybe the time travel is only possible because the Earth's electromagnetic fields have been disturbed by polar fracking.
Yes.
I do love a good polar fracking story. It's my favorite genre.
That sounds so innuendo. Oh, polar fracking. It sounds so much like, oh.
Excuse me. I text Amberly to come over for some polar fracking tonight.
Let's disrupt the electromagnetic field. What was it? I think actually, this is going to sound really silly unless you've watched Star Trek, but in Star Trek the fourth one, where they time travel back to the 1980s because they didn't want to spend the budget on making future sets, so they just went back to the present day. They actually used something with solar flares and electromagnetics, because they slingshotted themselves super fast around the sun to time travel back in time. And then they went to go back and get humpback whales, because That's Star Trek.
I mean, what are you going to use time travel for that's better than getting humpback whales?
I'll be right back.
He'll be right back.
Hold on, I have to send Amberly a picture of this cat, and then we're good. And I also have to ask them if they want to do some polar fracking.
Do you?
It's very
Are you
important.
getting a cat?
I am getting a cat, but it's down the line.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a call, which sounds more foreboding than it is. But
I'm waiting for a call.
as
about
anybody
cat.
with a cat would know, you always have to wait for the call. It's a very important part of getting a cat.
Me and Eli, when we got our first cat, we had, well, one of our cats we currently have. We were like, we had just put down our recently passed away cat. We had to put him down. And we were like, oh, we'll just wait a few weeks until we're not, looking for him or like expecting him to be there when he got home. It took us like 2 weeks, I think, 2 or 3 weeks to kind of adjust to that. And then we're like, oh, we'll start looking at cats really slowly, like looking on the website, going there a few times, picking out the right cat for us. And then we go and immediately pick out Kimmy, who was named Goldfish at the time. And then we went to like one or two other places during the day, but then we were just like, no, I think we're good with Goldfish. And so we took Kimmy home the first time we went to the Humane Society, pretty much. So that's how we got our cat. This has nothing to do with story cubes. I'm just filling air. But cats. All right, what do we got here? We got a sleeping man and some magic.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And the magnets. The magnets are here. How do you put magnets?
I'm glad I've got like some cool off period here because it's genuinely like I'm. My goal is to make you guys laugh at least once every time.
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna tell this story, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, you're so why? So a young girl gets transported to a faraway place during a thundering tornado lightning storm.
Oh Jesus Christ! Here we go.
She ends up in in a land of very small people, and they have castles in these small places, and she needs to travel because she's attracted. She's attracted on a quest to go to a large city where they can send her home. And on her way there, she falls asleep in a bunch of poppies. In a big poppy field. She falls asleep. And then, by magical happenstance, a witch saves her. And then she plays a game against a wizard and wins, and then she gets sent home.
No.
Hello.
I see. I've never heard that plot before in my life. It's completely original and not deliberative at all. Yeah. We only allow for it's just not. It's in fact so not deliberate. It's so I can't talk. Jesus. It's so original that I can't imagine anyone suing us for that. No. That's our story. It's Morgan's story now.
No, and there's no allegory in here whatsoever.
No.
So I think, is Matthew back?
I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, Matthew, let me tell you the story of my story cubes. So a girl gets transported to another world via a lightning tornado storm, and she ends up in a kingdom full of small people, and these small people have castles. And then she's attracted to go to the big city to talk to a wizard who can send her home. And then she falls asleep in a field of poppies. So sleep, poppies.
Yeah.
And then she gets rescued by a witch, a magical witch. And then she plays a game with a wizard and wins. And then she gets sent home via stars.
I see.
Yeah.
So she's lost in this other realm and is attracted, by vague forces to the city. But on the way, maybe she falls asleep in the poppy field, which is dangerous.
Yes, yeah.
Maybe the poppies are giving off some sort of gas. She's going to sleep, but then a witch saves her. My question is it the witch's poppy field? And is this like a way in which she gets people on her side so she can win this war against wizards?
That's a good
you
question.
know?
That's a good question. I
And
have
it's
no idea.
morally questionable, right? Because the poppy field, like there's always fair maidens falling asleep amongst the poppies, and so the witch can just go out, bring them in, and say, "Oh, I saved you," and then every time it's like, "But you got to play this game with this wizard, and then we'll be equal." But she's not because she's, you see.
Uh-huh.
So what is this? What is this industry? This tourist industry, you know?
The tourist industry of poppies. But I saw the sleeping and I saw the flowers, and I was like, oh, you can fall asleep in the poppy field. And I'm like, okay. And then I was like, let me see if I can make the Wizard of Oz.
No,
What
I
are you
love it.
talking about? Oh, you've named the story that you made up
Yeah,
totally,
yeah,
completely
yeah,
originally now?
yeah.
Yeah,
It is
that's great.
it's
It's like Wizard of
it's
Oz meets Made in Manhattan.
yeah. What it is, I'm gonna call my main character's name is Ruth.
Uh-huh.
And there's the wizard is color coded blue, not green.
Blue. Oh,
To-
definitely not green.
yeah, not green. Her slippers are they're purple. They're not the silver standard. They're
Mm-hmm.
so yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the poppies are not a stand-in for opium; they're a stand-in for crack cocaine. Obviously,
Well,
that's how we. That's
well,
how we.
actually, it's a stand-in for heroin because they're made from the same
Oh.
plant. Oh man. Oh, you got weird ones. You have a wink. I thought that was a winky
Okay, here we
face.
go. Hold on, I gotta see
Also, if we
this.
want to substitute this, I have this cube that's just a bunch of faces.
Oh, that's fantastic and very
Yes,
funny.
it's cool.
But
I also have a Pokemon Yahtzee die that we could roll in this. Okay, all right. You got a sheep. You got a light bulb.
Pokemon Yahtzee.
Pokemon Yahtzee. It was Yahtzee except with Pokemon. I don't remember
So
how
I'm
to
not the
play
first person to think about reskinning Yahtzee.
it.
okay, look, I'm not one for not accepting a challenge. But what the hell is that? Is that a mask or is that an alien?
This one?
Or is that Tim Carey?
I would say it's an alien, but you could make it a mask if you want.
I said Tim Carey. That's my new off-brand Jim Carrey. His name is Tim Carey.
Did you mix up Tim Curry and Tim Carey?
And
Jim Carrey?
into Tim Carey. Yeah.
Imagine
and
if
Jim Curry.
So now I'm just imagining like they flipped roles. So instead of Tim Curry in like Rocky Horror Picture Show, it's Jim Carrey, and instead of Tim Carrey in like The Mask, it's Tim Curry. Oh my god!
Or you could have Tim Curry as Dr. Robotnik.
Yes.
Or Jim Carrey as the clown in Stephen King's It.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
That would
be cut of that film.
That could be either more or less terrifying, and I don't think I want to know which one.
On an analytical note, though, this reminds me of I had a player recently who I was just talking to them between sessions, and because we're online, this person doesn't really talk a lot unless they have something to say. And so on Discord, when you're running a D&D game, this can have the effect of not knowing if someone's there or not, right? Because they're not sort of performing a phatic function of speech, right? Where you know that they're there because they're making noises or elongating their syllables or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, what can I do to be a better role player? Or it was a question like that. And I said, well, one thing you could do is work on just talking more nonsense. Because I noticed that you only say something when you have something to say, but role playing is more about starting a sentence and not knowing where it's going or how it's going to end.
Yeah.
And, I was thinking that points to two, fundamentally different ethos towards like the production of speech, because in one, where you're clipping yourself or making sure that you know what you're going to say before you say it for whatever reason, instead this alternate approach, one which I think is more constructive to role playing and to the story cubes are doing here, is just to it is to approach it in that secondary sense where you don't know what you're gonna say next, and then learning how to use your voice, like I am now, elongating things out or having ways of talking that bloat that in a way. Does anybody understand? Does that make sense to anybody?
Yeah, and it's kind of like this kind of game kind of brings forth it helps improvise or helps. I would think it helps string together disparate things and put piece stories together from disparate options. Like it helps me. I did a D&D campaign actually that was I would roll like 2 or 3 of these blocks. So I'd roll like 18 dice, a bunch of icons, and then I'd work it into a campaign just because it helped me kind of like flex that, like, oh, what can I do with these icons, and oh, what can I do with this and that, and oh, what can I do with this character, and it kind of just helps you like not think about like be more, I don't want to say be more creative, but just think outside the box a little bit more than just like, oh, I'm going to talk when I want to talk. And I have that same issue with players because with the serious play group I can see them because we all do our webcam, and so it's easy for me to be like, oh, Luke wants to talk right now because I can see him opening his
Right.
mouth but then closing it because people are talking, and then he opens it again and then he closes it, and I'm like, okay, Luke, what do you want to say, sort of thing. Whereas in my other campaign, I have one more player, so I have 7 players, and they kind of they get quiet sometimes, and I'm just sitting there like, are you guys just thinking, or are you waiting for someone else to talk? Like, I just need someone to tell
Right, yeah.
me what you need to do right now, sort of thing. But most of the times it goes well. It's just like we got to keep moving, we got to keep talking, we got to keep, because right now the only play you see is the tabletop simulator and our voice. So you got to keep talking. Just keep talking, man. But
And
That's always
it's
which
interesting.
with
Go
Switch,
ahead,
that's
Ren.
so often the case that it's I think as much an auditory medium as it is a visual one. So you're stuck in the you better fucking talk a little bit, guys.
yeah.
In
That's
a way
right,
that you're
yeah.
sitting on the table, you're not necessarily in that same position.
Yeah, and
And it's a
that's
core skill that this game builds, I guess. If you were to add a time element, like if we were to roll, and like Ren's had ages to look at these dice and try and put them together.
Yeah, I know. I'm
But
so good.
putting a 25-second timer, on it creates a whole different element.
Oh yeah. It really just kind of be like, oh, I have to quick think about this, like quick on the fly sort of thinking, rather than a contemplating and then piecing it together sort of thing.
Now we get to the true dungeon master skill.
True. I had
Yeah.
so this is a funny anecdote about dungeon mastering. I DM'd yesterday and I gave them this dagger, and I was thinking like this dagger is like going to be a main big evil thing. It's going to be like the artifact that they carry around, and like people want it and they'll attack them for it, that kind of artifact. And they were like, what does it do? And I'm like, okay, so here's the thing, like you can put in power points like by killing someone pretty much, or doing damage to yourself, and then you can take an unlimited amount of that power points out if you want to, and you can do once per day, sort of thing. So it's a very evil dagger. Like, hey, let's just sap someone's life force and put it in the dagger, and then you can use it. It's a very powerful dagger. I knew that. And I was like, here's this dagger. This is what you see. And they're like, okay, cool. And then at the end of it, the wizard, who's like a lawful good wizard, so I guess I could have seen it coming, he threw it against the wall, cast Shattered on it, Shattered 4th level, and then dispelled it. So he destroyed this very powerful artifact that I thought was going to be the hook of the whole campaign. And I was like, oh, I mean, okay. And they're like, oh, we destroyed a plot point. I'm like, well, I mean, there was an invisible stalker that was going singularly for that artifact, so someone's after the artifact. You just don't know who, so I guess I can use that as a plot point, but like, I was thinking like, oh, is anyone going to use this? But I think my players are just too nice. They're just too good people. Even if their characters are like rogues, it's like, oh no, we can't kill people. And I'm like, but you're a rogue, and you said that you're like a cold-blooded rogue. Like, hi, Heartcell.
Hello,
All right.
Heartcell.
All right, Ren.
All
Here's
right.
your cubes.
All right, here we go. All right.
What are you starting with?
I spent most of my life building a flock of electric sheep, and I'm very satisfied with the results, you see. I'm quite satisfied. But the thing is I got up tomorrow, and by tomorrow I mean yesterday, and there was a bug in the sheep. And I mean a regular bug, like a regular old roach, not like a bug in the machine, but it caused a bug in the machine. So now I have to take the sheep out into the pasture, which is also an electric pasture, and find some flowers that I can use to cure the bug illness that they have now desired. But do you know who took the flowers before I got there? Do you have any idea who took the flowers? It was aliens. It was the aliens. They took the flowers. And so now the thing is that they left me this machine that is, I think, an insult. It is definitely an abacus, and I am working on electric sheep, and those are much more complicated than abacus. Abaci? I'm not sure. It's one of them. And as you can see, the person who is arranging the dice does not agree with my wordplay, and I am not satisfied with that.
I totally missed it. Which one? Where are we going? Where are we going?
In order to get to the ship now, I will have to do a video game style mini quest to get the correct key, because this is now a kind of Resident Evil kind of game, because now I have to work key into the story somehow. And the key goes into a lock that is on a transporter inside of a large tree, and the large tree will it'll take me up to the ship, at which point I can retrieve my electric sheep, kill the bugs, and become very satisfied. I mean, extremely satisfied. I think that face is very satisfied. I don't know if you can tell. Anyway, that's what I got. Thanks.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I love the electric sheep. Okay, sweet. There's a bug. Go get flowers. Oh, there's aliens. Oh no. I love the Resident Evil thing.
Hard sell. You missed my retelling of Kingdom Hearts on the first one. So I beat you to it.
Oh my god. Oh, you got a hard one, man. You're like sheeps, light ball.
What other dice sets have you got there?
Sure. Oh, hi, Luke. All right, let me put away my these story cubes. All right, I have a pink one that is Fantasia, and then I have a green one that is Voyages. That I don't know why I told you the colors, because they're going to be super washed out, but.
I don't mind. Let's do the fantasy one then.
The fantasy
one?
I can
generate inane bullshit to any set of images.
AK might just at the right moment. Alrighty. Alright, let's get these out. Hopefully I might have to change the contrast on my webcam so you can see the pink a little better. Yeah, I'm going to adjust my contrast a little bit.
Do we just go back and clip all of the stories?
Yes. Display capture. Oh, no, I can't because... well...
The real challenge is seeing the cubes.
What if I turn off that? Oh, that goes a little better.
That's a little better, yeah.
That's a little better. Okay. You're going to see more shadows, but it's fine. It's fine. Like I said, it's a 720 webcam, so it's not great. That's why I call the stream Story Cubes and Potato Quality.
Just tidy up the corner one there.
Yeah, all right, let's see. This is a dragon. That's some trees.
Okay, good.
That's a pit roast. Mm-hmm. Knight helmet. That's Icarus. That's just straight up Icarus.
Cool.
Grim Reaper, travel pack, and a fairy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you got.
I had a dream that I was flying.
Okay. All right. All right, we got flying.
But when I came to, I realized that I was still in the Minotaur's maze.
Aha. Forgot you had a Minotaur. There we go.
Wounded, concussed, and terrified, I wished for a ferryman to take me, a ferryman to take me out of this underworld. However, I managed to stumble my own way out of the maze, following a bloody ball of twine that somebody had unfurled. Okay. The first time I went to the wrong end of it. And then I had to follow it back out to it was a whole thing.
It was a whole thing.
I came out onto a forest, a deep and thick forest. And I wandered until I found some travelers who were camping in the woods and cooking a pig on the spit. They were waiting for some fairies to come and sell them some fairy dust, which they were gonna float down river and sell in the big city. But they got busted by a group of paladins who are anti-fairy and against narcotics.
Ah,
Um,
yes.
but
Fucking
then
narcs.
and that paladin killed the travelers and arrested me, and he's now taking me down to that same city to live the rest of my life in jail. But news of the narcotics bust gets to the head of the cartel, a dragon named El Chapo, and he's not happy that his supply chains are getting messed up by these human paladins, and that's the premise for the next 2 seasons.
Game of drugs.
Drugs.
Would end up with a dragon on a spit, you know? That's a good one. Also, I do like the fact that you were like the fairy man, and I was like, oh, that's kind of like a fairy man. And then like, oh wait, no, this one.
It's called Grand Theft Grotto.
He could have been a fairy man. Or a fairly fairy man.
A fairy, yeah, yes. So these ones are much more detailed than the original ones. Which raises
Yeah, they also are like pulling in longer stories.
Yeah, they pull in longer stories, and I don't know if they're like the other ones were kind of vague. These ones might be considered like a little bit prescriptive, or a little bit more prescriptive than.
Yeah, the other ones were more symbolic.
Yeah.
Or you could read them in different ways. This one is more tropes.
Tropes. Oh, I got a beer flagon.
Tropical.
Okay.
Oh, well, you got a Milwaukee.
Oh, yep. What is this? A potion? That's a potion.
In downtown Milwaukee.
I have all of these things, but nothing to connect them with. I mean, I'll try. All right.
You better. You better fucking try.
So, once upon a time, there was a cage, and in this cage was a little imp demon whose master I have no idea what the symbol is. Whose master wanted to conquer the world. It's like a dude standing on some brains, I guess. I don't know what that is, but all right. So we have an imp who's in a cage with a master who wants to conquer the world. So the master tells him to go find things for him to conquer the world with. So first, the imp brings back a carousel horse. That's supposed to be the Trojan horse. I'm calling it the carousel horse. And that won't work. And then, the imp goes, okay, well, what about a magical mirror? And the master goes, well, I'm the prettiest in the land. I know that for sure. So I don't need that to conquer the world. And then he brings back a treasure chest. That's like a chest of holding or something. He goes, no. That doesn't work. So finally, so lost, the imp goes, well, what about this potion? You could use it to be super strong. And the master goes, I'm already so strong. Look at me, I'm standing on some bones or something. I don't need that. And he goes, well, what about a pen and a quill? You could conquer the world by becoming a world-class politician. He goes, I'm already world-class. I don't need that. And so finally the imp brings him a flagon of beer. And he goes, Master, you're a man with everything in the world. Have some beer. And the master drinks the beer and is satisfied.
I love this character here. He's just like, I'm a world-class bodybuilder. I'm the most pretty man alive, and you bring me a beer? Fantastic.
Fantastic. Yes, I deserve a beer. Big hardware store for dragon. I was like, I have two dudes. I have no idea what this is. It's a man standing on an octopus. Bones? I don't know what that is. But that is definitely the Trojan horse. That is definitely supposed to be the Trojan horse, and I made it into a carousel horse.
Hartzell, I'm pretty sure that Tyler 1 is the man.
Oh, pile of coins? You know what? Yeah, I could see that as a pile of coins. Yeah, yeah. It's definitely a man on some pile of coins. So, yeah. It might have worked better if I had been like, he has all these things. All right.
Standing on brain. It's Psychonauts, baby.
Psychonauts.
Welcome to the stream of the new Psychonauts.
There was that movie a long time ago that was about a video game producer whose game got stolen and he had to like work really hard to get it back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that game was supposed to be produced by the same people who made Psychonauts, and then they canceled it to make Psychonauts. And my brother was very angry about that when he figured it out, because he's like, that game looks so cool. Why did they cancel it for Psychonauts of all things? I'm like, I mean, critically.
Because Psychonauts is double fine.
Oh, that's Olympus. That's just straight up Olympus. Okay.
Okay, fine.
It doesn't have to be Olympus.
Horrible jokes. That's fine.
I mean, this kind of looks like a UFO. On your screen, this looks like a UFO launching into space, sort of thing. But it's
Well, everybody knows the Parthenon was built by aliens.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Oh, I shook the table. All right. As they should.
No, it was good, and I deserve praise. All right. Let's get this going. All right, here we go. All right. So, in their younger years, two individuals, we'll call one individual A and the other one individual B, traveled across the world in great splendor, grabbing boats and planes and hot air balloons in prehistoric times. And they traveled up to a really tall mountain that did not yet have its name. And then when they went up onto the mountain, they found nothing but forests to be explored and built on. And they built a well that went so far down into the mountain that one of them almost fell in. And they didn't fall in, but they did think that we could throw really great things into the fountain, like jester hats, and they would come back out as flying sandals, because that makes total sense in this world. If you throw things into wells, they will come back as better.
Yes.
And as you see, over time, they chopped down a small section of the forest because they're actually eco-friendly conservationists, and they built a small log cabin. And those two people grow old together. One turned into an old hag, and the other one turned into a wizard so that he could fix the fact that the old hag was a hag. And then they got married, and they were roommates. And that's my story.
They were totally roommates. They didn't love each other at all. Just friends.
They got married for the tax benefits. And you know how you get tax benefits? You throw a piece of paper into the well.
Oh my lord.
Thank you for making the story cubes look like a giant penis.
Hey, shh. Here, I'll do this. Now it's a little tiny L.
And now it's a Tetris piece.
Actually, if it was Tetris piece, it would be like that.
Okay, I'll go again, but I want an additional element. So, before Morgan rolls, Ren has to give me a Ren has to say whether it is a comedy, tragedy. If it's a what could be the further constraints here, because these dice are very, like you said before, very literal, and so trying to put them into the context of something else, this is what I'm sort of thinking about. So like a heist movie,
Yes.
or
a heist.
I've just okay. This next one's a heist then. That's all we need to know.
Genres for bitches. It's a paranormal heist, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, paranormal heist. Okay. Let's see what happens.
Somebody clip that, please.
A paranormal heist.
I need the words genres for bitches so I can keep that forever. Thanks.
I don't know how that's supposed to go, but we got. This one keeps rolling forest.
Good.
We're just gonna keep that. There's Medusa.
Well, you need a good forest for
The trees.
paranormal heists.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the hook.
Okay. All right.
There's a million gold pieces up for grabs, but all you need is the signature of a dead man.
Signature.
Okay, so our main character, we open on Jerombo. Things are going well in his life. He's the best archer this side of the big river.
Okay.
But he's also arrogant and flying a little bit too close to the sun. So when one day he's trapped down a well with a single arrow, and he needs to think fast, but he finds he finds a dead body next to him, a man who has one thing on him. It's a piece of paper with his signature on it, and he has to and then the wall of the well falls through, and he's in another of underground forest.
Ooh.
And in this underground forest, it's inhabited by trolls, who and these trolls all live around. They're all looking for gold. Everyone can smell it, but nobody can find it, and that's because it's protected by a Medusa, on a sunken ship, Goonies style, and
Yes.
she'll only accept the treasure being taken if somebody has the signature of her once lover.
Ah.
And the Archer main character does it all with a zany, wisecracking gremlin with a Brooklyn accent.
With a Brooklyn accent. There we
The
go.
Brooklyn accent. Can I don't think I could do a Brooklyn accent.
I'm
I
just here
want
to
to do
sell
a Brooklyn accent.
merchandise.
Merchandise.
He's my baby Yoda.
Brooklyn Baby Yoda. You heard it here first, everyone.
Okay.
Bodega Yoda.
All right. What's another genre of movie? Here, let me ask Eli.
Okay.
Give me a genre for a
Bodega
movie.
Yoda.
Adventure. What modern sci-fi? Sci-fi
Well,
adventure.
how are you gonna genre bend this year, Ren? We got sci-fi adventure, but it's also it's gotta be sci-fi adventure, but it's also
Baby Yoda.
Well, I think you have to do. Well, you don't have to do the bending. Anybody can bend.
anybody
When
can
you think
bend.
about
Yeah,
it.
it's a
Yeah.
sci-fi adventure.
But it's also a really canny rom-com.
Oh, okay. So wait,
So
no.
like I expect bad romance.
This just sounds like Spaceballs at this point.
No, you misunderstand me.
Okay.
I don't mean I want bad romance. I mean I want you to play Lady Gaga's Bad Romance.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm glad we're on the same page
we want
now.
a normalizing abusive relationship in a sci-fi adventure. Okay.
Yes.
If that's not too much.
If that's not too much. Okay.
Hold on. I had to die now.
Also,
Glad I have a pop
I love
filter.
that hard sell caught my merchandise. It was like merchandise and Spaceballs the flamethrower. Oh god. Okay. All right. Oh, I got the man on the brain again. I don't know what is this? Oh, that's a hay. That's a cart of hay.
It could be a man on some Fruity Loops, you know?
Okay, so,
which you can decide whether I mean Fruit Loops or if I mean Fruity Loops, the software.
So I have a wagon full of hay, and I also have a stall full of hay.
Quick, put them as far apart as possible and use them in totally different parts of the story.
Looks like a production change.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna say this like a trailer, because Matthew is onto something in the trailer. So this summer, coming to a movie theater near you, soon to be on TV release because it's that bad, guys. We have two lovers separated via. Two lovers are separated suddenly via a wormhole in a well, but it's just a wormhole. And this wormhole separates and turns the lover into a frog, and he must journey on a galactic dragon, otherwise known as a ship, to find his lover like a needle in a haystack.
Ooh.
A metaphor, my favorite.
A metaphor, my favorite. Meanwhile, the damsel is being harassed by a bodybuilder who wants her to come back to his planet, because she would make a great queen of the farm. However, will these lovers meet? Will they find the ferry to the Golden Land? Find out today on find out this summer.
Today, it's in theaters today.
Two lovers in a well wormhole.
In a well wormhole.
It's a sci-fi original.
A fake title.
Well, you know, when you throw things into the well, they do get better. So you take that pitch and you throw it into a well.
It's the Well trilogy. That's what we got going on here. I was like, wormhole well. Yep.
It's well wormholes, but it's not well like well wormholes. It's well like well wormholes.
Well, I love hard sell, like Lifetime movie vibe. Lifetime does sci-fi adventure, yes. And then they're gonna get back together, but then there's gonna be this love triangle with this bodybuilder who wants her to come be queen of the farm. And it's gonna be, no, I'm better for you. All right, Rin. Luke had a good suggestion of a hard-boiled detective.
All right. Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Hard-boiled detective who is also transforming into another species.
Okay.
Oh, so it's film noir meets The Fly. Okay.
Meets The Fly.
Yeah,
film
it's
noir
The Fly or
Cronenberg.
District 9. It's Cronenberg. It's Metamorphosis. It's beautiful, darling.
It's
Go with
beautiful.
it.
It's beautiful.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's also hard-boiled detective. You know exactly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
You got
Just
some
line
people.
'em up.
Now you can call this a carousel horse, but it's actually the Trojan horse if you wish to.
Okay, so I got a horse of varying stature,
You got
a trident.
This is actually how the Netflix algorithm works, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They take
The
like
genres of cubes.
genres of the cubes. Your main character.
So is that a man drowning? Do I have a man drowning, a maid with a knife, a guy in shackles?
This guy is actually this guy's Zeus. He's holding a lightning bolt.
Oh, okay. Well, he looks like a man drowning to me.
You can call him a man drowning. You can definitely.
As a man wading through a steam room.
Yeah. There's a man with a copious amount of corn. There's a cat, but a real fucking thin cat. A mirror, a guy in shackles. Okay. I think I've seen the code, as it were.
I've seen the code.
All right.
He's in.
All right. I gotta keep with the theme.
Hard-boiled.
This summer, releasing direct to VHS, there's a new story in town about a relatively sad man who's drinking a lot of beer, like way too much beer, like his liver is in pieces. And a magic god, comes up to him after wading through a lot of hops and offers him a fix for his beer drinking problem because his rampant alcoholism is about to kill him off. The problem is the fix turns him into a really thin cat. So, and while he's doing this whole thing, there happens to be a maid who is also a femme fatale who comes up and tell her that his trident or her their trident was stolen. The non-binary maid offers a quest to go pick up the trident. So the hard-boiled cat detective, who does not say yeah at all, must then find the trident that is hidden inside a fake horse made of iron, and not end up in chains in the cops dungeon, all before turning into a cat. This film will be shot in POV so that you can look as if you're looking through a mirror into another world and become a cat yourself. Welcome to, we call it Cat Detective, Los Angeles 2021 VHS Classic. That's the whole title, folks. It's really hard to get on a box.
Welcome to Hardcore Mittens. Yes.
Try my best. That was a hard one.
It's a strong pilot.
Strong
I think
pilot.
it'll test well.
Yeah. Well, because
Yeah.
I love, like, you get the mystery of the maid who's actually a non-binary femme fatale, but not really a femme fatale because she's non-binary. So just a fatale.
Well, she's femme. She's just non-binary.
That's true. Fair.
But maybe her name is Fatale.
Yeah, maybe
just
her
to
name.
knock it, like,
it's like, hi, my name is Fatale, but you can call me non-binary maid.
It's like Deckard in Blade Runner when he sees a unicorn, but he's thinking, "Am I a unicorn?"
Yeah, when Decker sees the unicorn, he's thinking exactly that. Do I have 4 hooves and a horn?
Sometimes it feels like that.
So, in this mirror, I feel like this mirror could be, like, used for the title, like, this summer in Honey, I'm a cat now.
honey, I'm a cat now. Who's the honey? It's just a picture on the cover of one of those Nico men from fucking Final Fantasy 14 staring at a beer.
No,
and the beer is the honey.
This is quite clearly the CGI Top Cat relaunch prologue.
I expect to get as much of a budget for this direct to VHS movie in 2021 as Avatar got for its entire budget.
So I have to say, so, like, the honey, it's hard-boiled detective, so everyone is honey to the detective. Everyone, like, honey, I'm a dude, babe, I'll see your case. It's like, no, I'm not.
No,
honey,
babe. Only honey.
He just says honey. He goes honey or like hot shot. Like, that's his vocabulary. He just says hot shot or honey.
He's really anal about it. And every time anybody, like, says anything, refers to anybody as anything other than honey, he just goes, no, honey.
No.
Like, every time he's just like, no, that's not your name. Honey.
Honey, yeah.
You're all honey to me.
He just actually has a disorder where he can't remember names or faces, so literally everyone is honey to him.
I'm really sorry. I have a really bad short-term memory. It makes being a detective really hard. I've arrested Honey like 17 times. You can cut me a break.
It's like, oh man, the culprit is Honey. Again. I think.
Again.
Oh.
God damn it, Jack. You keep bringing in all these people in who don't match the description. What are you talking about? They all look exactly identical. How am I supposed to know who the culprit is when they all look like Honey?
What if that's like that's a product of the cat, of being a cat? So it's like slowly but surely the cat is losing facial recognition. He's like, no, I gotta find the killer who stole the trident before I can't remember anyone's name.
Listen up here, Dick. I'm gonna have to let you go. You're coming into the office drunk all the time, and to top it all off, you're a cat.
That's fine, but only pet me 3 times or I'll rip your fucking face off.
I'll let you give me belly rubs, but only this once, and then never again. Also, I love that you can see my hands, like, talking.
Commissioner, where the fuck is my milk dish?
So short-term memory. So we're at 12, but this is what the other one is. This is called Voyages. And you get a map, and there's a cactus, and I think that's supposed to be pirates. So these are much more iconography sort of thing. So.
Well, I like that. This is a good set.
Oh, we could do another round if you want. I don't know if you guys have going on.
I'll do one more round. I'm down.
Yeah, one more round. Okay, but I want a fresh roll and I want a genre band.
A genre bend. Let's do a comedy. No,
All right, yeah.
let's do a tragedy, but the tragedy is unintentionally hilarious. So it's like, oh no, my cat turned into a ghost, turned into a clown, and that's
Okay.
something like that, you know?
Now he won't stop dancing at me. God damn it,
Yeah.
Stephen King.
All
God
right,
dang
cool,
it.
cool, cool,
Would you
cool.
just quit it for 5 seconds? I'm so tired of that jig. Do you have any other jigs?
Kind
I
of.
already told you I don't have any canned Albert.
All right. And then
Always with
I'm
this
gonna
dick.
take a spaghetti western, but I'm gonna make it literal. So it's a western about food. That's what I'm gonna do for Luke. That's that's my genre
So
bend.
what's
Okay,
it
so what?
about?
Wait, what was my one again? It was tragic comedy.
A tragic
Okay,
comedy. So
we
you
need
get
a main character. So there's a monkey. There's a monkey who lives at the circus. Um, but he uses a telescope to see very far whilst they travel because the circus goes all around the world, but because he's always caged, he can never really roam the world that he sees so much of,
oh,
and he
that's
can
sad.
only see it through the telescope from his cage at the circus.
Mm.
Um, and then one day, he meets a crab boy who's 56 years old and just finished up on his fourth marriage, and
All right,
he's
all right.
he's like he's seen the world, but he's seen the world, but he has ended up here in the same cage, and he's like, "Ah, woman, you don't need them. All they're gonna do is pull you down into the pot while you're trying to climb out." And and then and so he's like telling them all about the world, and it only grows his want to try and leave. And then there's a B plot to do with a snake who's evil but also at the circus, and to he wants to win the circus and not leave and see the world, and
Okay.
he's gonna get this monkey all tied up into this and sort of slither in and make fun of, or not make use of his naive desire to see the world. So what he's going to do is tell him about a new exhibit, a cave at the circus that is a cave within a tent, and nobody knows what's inside, and the snake knows that this something cool is going to happen, so he's going to hide there with a camera and send the monkey in, and the snake's going to say, "Yeah, if you go in there, that's actually the exit to. There's a secret tunnel in there that takes you out of the circus, and you can
Oh.
go out and see the world like you always wanted to." But when the monkey goes into the cave, the something so hilarious happens that the snake takes a photo of it, and suddenly that monkey is the most sought after exhibit in all the circus world, and he is able to get a bigger cage. And the crabs even allowed to come with them, and all they do is sit around and eat hot chow all day, not the same stuff that they used to get. Um, but the tragedy, the storm cloud over all of it, is that now the monkey is so famous he can never go anywhere but the circus where he wants so much to escape from.
That is heartbreaking.
Do not perceive me
Kill those damn
and
snakes,
return
and
to monk.
Oh. That's
I
like
must return to monkey.
must return to
did
monkey.
anybody get my crab joke?
Crap joke.
You know, like when you cook crabs, they can climb out of the pot,
Yeah.
but the other crabs pull them down so that crabs can never get out of the pot if you put a bunch of them in.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
I
that
never.
was
Yeah.
That's some
They're
highbrow.
horrible.
That's.
so that's why he was saying that about his ex-wives. It was a little metaphor, a little
Oh.
crab metaphor.
I got you. I got you. Giant enemy crab. Yes. All right. So I'm doing a spaghetti western, but it's a western about food. That's what it is. That's what a spaghetti
Amazing.
western is now.
You heard of cloudy with a chance of meatballs? Well, I like to call this one, there ain't enough meatballs for the both of us.
7-Eleven to Yuma.
Which also sounds like it's the title for a gay porno.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Which
so
is also
there
what every
is-
Western is.
All right.
So we're good.
So there's a map to a buried treasure. People think that it's a famous chili recipe, and it'll answer the question of do you put beans in chili or not? It'll be the ultimate answer. It'll answer it for once and for all. Okay.
Who the fuck doesn't put beans in chili?
A lot of people don't put beans in chili.
Well, they're fucking wrong, and I know this story will vindicate me.
So it will answer once and for all if there's going to be beans in the chili forever. And so it gets a lot of people angry and stressed out, like, oh, we gotta go figure out if there's beans in this chili here.
Beans in them hills.
Beans in them hills. So it launches this great treasure hunt. Many men come, strong men who would be knights in other times, but they're not knights here, they're cowboys. Come to be recruited to go find the bean chilies. Oh man, bean chilies. And then you got protectors for the rich people who want to go find this map. And everyone's lining up in Louisville. Yes. No, not Louisville.
Louisville?
Denver.
Louisville.
In Denver. Okay, we're in Denver.
Denver?
Yes, we're in Denver now.
Louisville, Denver.
Louisville,
My
Denver.
favorite state in the union.
Louisville in Denver, okay?
Louisville in Denver. Oh, okay, now I'm following. I'm following
Yeah.
now. Back on.
This is west of... So at the crack of dawn, well, the night before, they hear crows cawing about beans. Beans! But never more beans, never more. You know, scaring all these map treasure hunters. And someone laces the titular characters, the main characters, the Clint Eastwood, is drugged with mushrooms the night before. So he has these horrible dreams about spaghetti and someone putting it in chili, and why would you do that? And someone, making sweet barbecue and not savory barbecue, and who does that? And all these food related things. But at the crack of dawn, there's all these reporters out there and a sea of people ready to watch the intrepid Clint Eastwood character, to see him out to find the mystery of the beans in chili.
We'll never know the answer.
And that's the trailer. This is the trailer.
Oh, this is the trailer. Okay. All right. I think maybe Douglas Adams was onto something. Maybe 42 is the answer, and the question is, how many beans do you put in chili?
Yes. I'm just sad this chili story got the camera icon and not the cauldron. Yeah. Oh, the cauldron's on here. There's the cauldron. Oh, but there's a sea of people and watching them all leave, and that's the end of the trailer. Like, wow. Let's see. What would the story? What would be the name of this chili story?
I mean, I think that fucking Ardcell got it. Broke baby back ribs is incredible.
Or Hilo beans. Or there ain't no. I'm trying to think of a spaghetti western, like True Beans.
Beans.
It's like True Grit. And then the person would be not Rooster. No, he would be Rooster Cogburn, because that totally works. Rooster Cogburn. It's a never released John Wayne original, True Beans with Rooster Cogburn.
Beans.
Yes.
Also, and wait till the Clint Eastwood movie comes out that it will capitalize on this food western thing called Clint Eastwood.
Yeastwood, or
Clint Eastwood.
A Fist Full of Ribs.
Fistful of ribs.
Gunfight at Red Beans.
Gunfight at Red Beans. Billy the Chef instead of Billy the Kid. He's Billy the Chef.
Oh
my God.
No!
All right,
a fistful of chili.
A fistful.
Now there's an image.
I'm just imagining like he's just sitting there like
Just all dripping.
it's all dripping. Well, if you did that and you made it into like an actual spaghetti western, it would just be like two Italian families fighting over the secret recipe. All the plot is not over like hidden gold or anything. It's literally just secret recipes. That's all the treasure in the spaghetti westerns. It's just recipes.
It's just SpaghettiOs.
It's
It's
just
just a lot of SpaghettiOs.
All right.
I think that's what we call the genre, SpaghettiO Western.
SpaghettiO westerns. Oh my god, yes. All right,
Trademark.
Rin, what is your genre?
Sue me, Campbell's.
Yeah, let's have a look.
You guys can make that call. I'm fine to.
The backstory of
Okay,
Chef
so
Boyardee.
it's a mockumentary style.
Okay.
But it is a mockumentary style epic fantasy.
Oh God.
Can you
What have
see
you done?
Jeff walked up to the dragon and he just rolled a 1, so he just died. Like, really? Like I feel like
the Dragon Slayer is short and painful.
Young adult fantasy mockumentary. Yes. Young adult fantasy mockumentary. We're gonna
I cannot do Werner Herzog to save my life.
I don't know what. All right, there you go.
All right,
okay, all right.
Go.
You got gas. Here, let me do a fantasy. Gears, pills, gas meter. Very good.
All
very good.
All right.
It could be steampunk.
It could be steampunk.
All right.
Ken Burns.
Ken Burns. Oh, come on. I can't like slowly tilt the frame of Morgan's camera from this far away. Thank you. Thank you for canting the dice.
We'll do a little Dutch ankle or something.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, there you go.
Hold on, I gotta think about this. All right. Oh man, okay. All right. Should give me one moment.
Did you get the call?
Okay, that's good. Yeah, my boss just texted me, so I was like, "Oh no!" All right. Gotta break. This is a hard one. I'm actually getting a little stressed about it. Let's do it. All right.
Let's do it. I got the finger ready.
I will shoot a film, the best film ever made. I, a tall person, I'm going to go and find some very small dwarves, like exceptionally small dwarves. And I think I'm going to shoot a documentary about their existence in these tiny caves, like really tiny caves in these tiny mountains. They're like, a couple feet high. These tiny dwarves are like a few inches tall. And so I'm going to have to get a bunch of very special cameras with the little snaky things. And I'm just going to have to send them into these little dwarf huts. And the camera will be as big as the dwarf, obviously, right? And the dwarves, as you see, are running around. And one of them, who's I'm naming Jimothy, and the other one, which I'm naming Timothy, are trying to build a laser cannon to kill the giant that is putting a giant scope in their face. I don't know how they can contemplate me, but they sure are contemplating me. They are building little hats because they don't have them yet. And grinding little gears because they're so grinding my gears as they try and kill me with a giant space laser. Look, he puts the little dial on, and now he puts the little pacifier on that he's modified into a killing laser. And he's got a real axe to grind with me, but I'm going to keep filming because this is an ill-advised documentary. My coworker and the cameraman tells me that I'm on hard drugs, and that is why I see the little mountain men. But he is wrong, and I am perfectly fine, and I have taken the exact correct amount of ecstasy, and he cannot tell me otherwise. So I will film the little mountain men as they make their space laser, and he can stop trying to take me to rehab.
Ecstasy. I would think this is more like acid. Like, oh man.
I mean, look, all I know is that the bottle says ecstasy.
That's true.
But that doesn't mean that there's ecstasy in it.
When you're like little dwarf, I'm like, wait, is the helmet for the dwarves? Oh no.
Not my best
Oh,
work,
God.
but I'd like to think the twist ending is pretty good.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
This is Lucy in the Sky with 7 dwarves.
Lucy in the ground with two dwarves. Doofenshmirtz Incorporated, but tiny. Austin Powers, but only a little powerful.
Only a little powerful.
Only a little powerful.
Oh man.
It's just salt. It's just the salt. The bottle says X the C.
Ecstasy. Oh my god. He has to get endoscopes. Like, let me get in there.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, how else are you gonna see anything?
That was fantastic. That was very fun. I'm glad we did this. These are 2012. Did I really buy these in like 2010? Oh, I must have.
We could do this. Honestly, this is fun, and
This is so fun.
I would do it again. I've been rewatching all of the real-time fan dubs, which are just incredible pieces of art. And this reminds me of watching those. So
there was
do it on Tabletop Simulator. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I didn't know if we had it on Tabletop Simulator, and I thought I was like, oh, I'll just because I have them physically, so I'm like, oh, I'll just get them and roll them. And there's a lot more now. I was like, oh, let me get a picture of story cubes, and there's like Doctor Who story cubes and stuff.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Finally, I can pretend to be Stephen Moffat. Here's a story that gets you nowhere and positions the Doctor as a god.
Ah, yes. But don't worry.
And this
actually Jesus. And you're like, wait, no.
But don't worry. It's every story. You liked it once? Well, baby, you're going to get it 130 times.
Yeah, everyone.
I'm always Jesus. Every day I'm Jesus.
I highly recommend getting Tabletop Simulator. So if you guys don't have Tabletop Simulator, it's on sale right now. Get Tabletop Simulator. It's very good.
I think Luke, since Luke is improv guy, should join us, and I think also Luke should help. We should make a bunch of. Luke is right. We should make a bunch of custom dice.
Yeah. Super. All right. This could also be like an in-person
with a special Wingdings typeface.
Oh man, yeah. Or we just use Wingdings.
We could print stickers.
We could print stickers. We could also just use Wingdings, because Wingdings they're so funny. They're like Wingdings, and like all of our iconography, like the save symbol, are just relics of the past, and it's just so fun to be like, where did this come from?
But, yeah, just having nothing but like the vestigial parts of computers on one of them.
Yeah.
Like there's one that's just a fucking laser disc, but you can't tell the difference because of the size of the cube.
There's my here's my mushroom man. Here's Gambit.
The Stay Puft Mushroom Man.
There's Gambit. Gambit hang out with us. Gambit.
The Voodoo 3D FX chipset. One Amiga 2000.
Can I get a VIC 128, please? Oh my god.
I think another way you can make this game really fun is if you let people pick one of their dice, but pick before they roll.
Oh yeah, that'd be also great.
Yeah, so like you set one die and you go, okay, well this is the beat I know I want, and then everything else is batshit. So any story you come up with is absolutely ruined immediately.
You're like, ooh, I'm gonna tell a story about this guy sleeping, and then So like, okay, so
Space War. Let's put Space War on one of the cubes.
Space War. Or War Economy, if you want to go Metal Gear Solid. The War Economy. So my task. Snake. Okay, so each of these have different ideas, uses for Rory story cubes, party game or icebreaker, problem solving, creative inspiration, speaking and listening skills, mental workout, and literacy development. I don't know how you would develop literacy with story cubes, but I mean, maybe.
I just love this sort of shit because like I don't know, I'm very patient with my writing and I'll take like months to put something together and whatever else, but like things that demand quickness just get me to spout inane bullshit, and that's why all of my D&D campaigns are not at all serious. It's because I don't have time to like write a full story. I just have to go, and so you get things like talking squirrels with Brooklyn accents for no reason.
Hey, sometimes.
Well, we need to change that. You know, we need to bring those two poles together and create a hybrid form of composition with a little bit from both.
this shows up. Yeah, same. I like write out a story arc. Here, I'll put my lovely Paladin's Soulstone. Like I do that where I'm like half of it is written. Actually, no, more like 25% of the campaign is written, and then I just kind of see how characters move and things. So it's like so we can see how that goes. But we are almost 30 minutes over time. Almost. We're 8 minutes too, but so you know. We're close to 30 minutes over time. This was a great fun. We need to do these again because they were hilarious. Um, oh man. So I have.
Yeah, I think this is quite good, and the more we refine it, I honestly love this sort of shit. It's great. I just don't get to do it very often.
Oh yeah, these improv. Let me see.
Yeah.
Community hub.
All right. Well, good.
Yeah. Thank you
I'll see.
guys. Thank you all for joining us. We have Hartzell, Luke, and that's pretty much it. But that's great. Thank you for coming. We love you guys enjoying us and enjoying the genres. And yeah. So we will see you. I think we have a lunch zone on Wednesday, and then we also have D&DMs on Thursday. So look forward to that. So
I will not be able to join you because I'm going to London Wednesday, Thursday for my visa appointment.
I will plan for Belgair to be drunken, which actually makes a lot of sense for Belgair. So that's okay.
Perfect. Perfect. No problem. All right, guys.
I'll just play Balgear, but I'll play him really poorly. And it'll just be a parody of
what it is, it's Lud missing Belgair, so he's just sitting there with like a hand being like, "Oi!" like talking with like his hand being like, "Oh, I'm Belgair," sort of thing.
Are you gonna do tartan face, Ren?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Just pouring flagons of beer over his hand with a sock puppet on it.
That's hilarious. But all right, stream. We will talk to you later. For those watching the VOD, you can watch this again. So, my photos of old dumplings. Oh my god, the dumplings, the dumplings. But all right, bye, stream.